I recently had the opportunity to travel with my partner to Japan for the first time, and what I found really surprised me. I was born and raised in Brazil, more specifically in São Paulo, one of the greatest metropolis in the world. So going to Tokyo, the most populous city on the planet, I expected something similar. Like a lot of people going around, too much noise, the smell of piss almost everywhere, bad weather, and an overall lack of politeness. However, what I found kind of blew my mind. Tokyo is a major city, known for cutting-edge technology, rich culture, and a mesmerizing sight. But that's not what got me. To start, on my first hour in the city, I was astonished and terrified by the complexity of its metro system. To this day, I have no idea how, but we managed to not get lost there over the course of 4 days visiting different parts of the city. Then, when we finally got out to the streets, I could not believe what I saw. It was really quiet. Like, don't get me wrong, it was early morning, there were a lot of people rushing to work, cars, motorcycles, but almost no noise. And let me talk about the amount of people of all ages riding bikes to work, to school, everywhere. I even saw a very charming old man hopping off his bike in a more flexible way than I could ever dream of doing. I mean, that's some pretty cool first world shit, right? If you've ever been to places like São Paulo or Mexico City, you'll understand how amazing it is to experience a sight like this. Tokyo is a big city, and there are definitely crowded places like Shibuya, Harajuku Station, and Amayoko Street Market. But that's like an ordinary chaos. Or like, not chaos, just an immense amount of information all at once. I don't know. So I won't even mention the safety thing, because Japan was named the safest destination in Asia and the 9th safest country worldwide. So we had fun walking around Ueno, the streets of Marunouchi, seeing the Godzilla head, and exploring the cyberpunk alleys of Shinjuku at night. We even went to Goldfinger, a pretty famous lesbian bar, also the only one I could find in a quick research. Everyone was polite there, but to be honest, I thought it was more hype than fun. During our stay in Tokyo, we were based in Ueno, a neighborhood in the Taito district right next to Japan's oldest zoo. We actually went there on day 2 and had a blast watching the giant pandas eat and befriending Hatsui, a Shubyu who I tenderly nicknamed Jose. The park is huge and the zoo is so well taken care of. Which brings me to another mind-blowing point. I know this is expected from Japanese people, but in Tokyo specifically, everyone is super polite. That means they will respect traffic lights even if there are no cars coming from minutes or end. There are no garbage on the streets, even though there are no garbage cans as well. And they're always on time. The only time it didn't happen was when I took a day tour to Mount Fuji, where the company ran 20 minutes late, and our guide spent the entire day apologizing and trying to make up to us by giving us more time in certain attractions, buying us beverages, and gifting us with postcards at the end of the day, after visiting old villages and climbing 1,000 stairs to a beautiful view of the Mount Fuji from Choreito Pagoda. I think I'm saying that right. Sorry if I'm not. Also, thank you and sorry are everyone's middle names. They will say it for absolutely any minor thing that happens, and I think that's mostly very cute, but I also wanted to hug everyone all the time and say, it's okay, let's be friends. There will be no need for heavy security in most places, at least nowhere I went to. Even though most people don't speak fluent English there, they will always make an effort to kindly understand and be understood by you. I lost count of how many 7-Elevens I went to buy meals throughout the days, and every time the cashier tried their best to make sure everything went smoothly and I got the best possible service. This happened at every store, hotel, and train stations. And knowing this isn't what happens in many places, it's beautiful to see someone going out of the way to help people. This trip, I also briefly visited Nagoya and Osaka, but Tokyo took my heart and is definitely the favorite destination. Of course, nowhere is perfect. Tokyo and Japan overall has its downsides, but today I just wanted to focus on the highlights. So yeah, maybe I haven't consumed enough Asian content to know beforehand what to expect in Japan, but Tokyo really surprised me for how kind and soft a chaotic city can be.